Hello, my amigos. Today we are going to talk to our special guest about the new Peers program. Stay tuned and we'll get right into it. Hi everybody, today we're going to talk about the new Peers program, which is a virtual online social skills program. So I have a special guest. This is Dr. Lauryn Toby. And Lauryn, welcome to Life with a Side of Autism. Can you give everybody just a brief introduction of yourself?
Sure. My name is Dr. Lauryn Toby, and I am the current Vice President of Psychological Services at LittleStar ABA. I primarily do diagnostic evaluations for children who may be on the spectrum, but I'm also currently working on expanding our psychological services offerings here at LittleStar, and that includes the development of some new social skills groups.
Yeah, thanks, Lauryn. So I have to be honest, I'm so excited about this program because I know, you've been with LittleStar for two and a half years, and I know that's one of the things that we talked about when you first came was just social skills group and just how important that is for the community. And we know that there's a lot of kids out there on the autism spectrum that are doing, well in school, but still could use a little extra help in the social skills department. And this is really a great program that you've developed, and it can be done virtually. Can you tell us about the Peers program?
Yeah, so Peers is it's been around for a long time. It was developed in the late 80s out of UCLA. And the wonderful thing about Peers is that it has a really long research base behind it now. And so it's actually one of the most evidence-based programs for teaching individuals on the spectrum social skills. And so that right away kind of drew us to the program because we wanted to use something that we knew was going to be really helpful for these kids. The other great thing about Peers is that what it really stands behind is the notion that it's teaching what they call ecologically valid skills. And so, typically when you're talking to an individual and saying, maybe we're teaching or working on bullying, right? How do I respond if my child's being bullied? Or if you're being bullied, what do you say? And the typical answer is, right, tell your teacher or ignore it. But in real life, does that work, right? Is that going to stop the bully? And in real life, it's not. And so Peers prides itself on really teaching individuals the skills that they need to really be successful in those difficult social interactions that aren't just that, kind of best approach answer that we just try and tell everybody. And so that's one of the great things about it, and that's kind of what really drew us to the program.
So can you tell us what kind of child would be an appropriate candidate for this program?
Sure. So the group that we're getting ready to start now, we're hoping to start it in March, and it's specifically geared towards teenagers on the spectrum. So between 12 and 18 years of age. And we're really looking for individuals, kind of as you mentioned earlier, who maybe are, average verbal abilities, probably doing well academically in school, but where they're really struggling is connecting with peers. So making friends, keeping friends, knowing what to do in social situations. Maybe that feeling of social awkwardness is something they may experience. And so those are the types of individuals that would really benefit from the Peers program. It has a very big focus on teaching individuals the skills that they need in order to make and keep friends. It works on, how to even make a telephone call or how to respond to text messages appropriately, how to set up a get-together with a peer. So just a lot of really cool skills that'll help these teens learn how to interact better with their peers.
How many weeks does this session run? Is it one time a week, once a week? Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so the Peers program, it's a 14-week program, and it's once a week for 90 minutes. And we are offering a telehealth option, and so anyone, anywhere can participate. And there's also a parent component to the intervention as well. And so at the time that the teens are meeting, the parents also meet as well online, and they talk a little bit about their teens and the progress that they're making. We really try and have the parents serve as what we call social coaches for their teens to really, build them up and give them some confidence in working on these skills and getting these interactions.
And so what would a parent expect to happen during these 90 minutes?
So during the parent groups, it typically starts with a check-in. And so the therapist will say, let's go around and let's kind of check in about how your teen's week went. There's homework that the peers work on during each group and after each group, and usually those are working on skills that we taught during the group the week before. And so, the goal is for those parents to hopefully check in with their teens and maybe assist them with completing that homework assignment. Sometimes it's as easy as a role play, so they have to sit down with their teens and role play maybe how to have a conversation, how to enter or exit a conversation appropriately, or how to have a phone call with a peer and invite them somewhere. So we spend a good amount of time just checking in about the week before and how things were going for their teens. Then we talk a little bit about what the goal is for that week's group and what kinds of skills we'll be teaching the teens. And then we end with just a check-in with the parents with how things are going generally, just to make sure, their mental health is going well as well.
Okay, so how much time will the parent need to devote to this every week?
I would say probably about 1 to 2 hours a week. Yeah, it's not a really big commitment, but it is something that, as part of the peers program, that they've found to be really, really beneficial for the success of their teen. The teen participates for the 90 minutes a week, and then the parents do the parent group and the check-in, and then help with the homework sometime throughout the week when they're able to.
Okay, so when the parent meets and the teens meet, are those at different times during the week?
No,
Yep. Okay.
They occur at the same time, yeah. So there's just different leaders. So we have a master's level BCBA who's going to be leading our peers group with the teens themselves, and then actually I'm the one who will be facilitating our parent group for this first round in March. And so we'll meet at the exact same time, just in different Zoom links. So that we can be checking in at the same time that the teens are getting their lesson.
Okay, so a parent will need 2 separate devices to participate.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, and then because this is considered a medically necessary treatment, insurance is covering this. Is that correct?
Yes, we are billing insurance for this program, and so all qualifying insurances are welcome. We do also offer private pay options if the family would prefer.
And so if a family is paying through insurance, LittleStar will take care of all the billing and all of that
Correct.
for
Yep.
them? Great.
Yes.
Can you tell us, what will the teens be doing during their portion?
Yeah, so each group follows kind of a similar structure. It usually starts with a review of last week's homework, and so they check in with each teen and ask how the homework assignment went for them. Were they able to complete it? What difficulties did they have, or what successes did they have? After that, there's a brief, almost didactic portion where the moderator of the group will present the new content or the lesson for the week. The lessons are always very, very role play in nature, so they're very involved. Try not to have a lot of just static, PowerPoint slide type content. There's a lot of great videos that the peers program uses to help show demonstrations of the right way to do things and the wrong way to do things, and those are always fun. The teens love to point out all the wrong things that happened in the demonstration. And so then they go through that, and then at the end they talk about what the homework is for next week. The homework assignments, they're not like worksheets or anything like that. It's always very involved, like you're going to practice something. So you're going to practice making a telephone call, or you'll practice with your parent or your caregiver entering and exiting a conversation, or there's a whole section on how to navigate the internet and like cyber types of things. And so, learning how to do that appropriately, making a FaceTime call is one of the lessons. So just really working on those skills that are very relevant to our teens today.
So Lauren, I got really excited when I heard about this program because I was thinking that it would be great for Brad. So even though Brad is 30, chronologically, developmentally, and social-wise, he is not at the level of a 30-year-old person. So I'm hoping that in maybe the summer, you'll be offering this program to older individuals?
Yes. Yeah, so one of the great things about Peers is it has a teen curriculum, but then it also has a young adult curriculum as well. And so we're very excited. We are planning, after we do the teen group, we are planning to offer the Peers group for adults over the summer. And the adult group, it's really wonderful. It targets things like navigating dating and relationships, jobs, that kind of thing. And so just really great skills for adults on the spectrum.
So just for parents, what's the big overarching goal of participation in the Peers group?
Sure. So, the main goal of Peers is really to help teach these teens how to make and keep friends. We really want them to be able to expand their social relationships and just have those connections with their peers. So those are kind of the overall main goals, and then each week they break it down into different lessons, talk about how to have a successful conversation, how to make a phone call and invite somebody over to hang out, what to actually do during that get-together, right? How do you plan a get-together with a peer? There's a whole, as I mentioned earlier, a whole session or section on social media and how to navigate social media with your peers. Things that you should and should not say or post on social media. So just all of the different components that are really involved in a teen's life these days.
Yeah, that sounds exciting. Do you think that the group that gets together, that it seems like there is maybe an opportunity for friendships to be made, even if they're across the country, because everything's virtual and Zoom right now anyway.
Yeah, and that was something during the peers training they did actually mention. One of the goals of the group is not that everyone becomes friends, but oftentimes it happens just as kind of a result of being together and getting to know each other. And so I do think that that's one of the maybe unintended results that could happen with the group.
Well, thank you so much. We will post all the information about the Peers program on this site. So Lauryn, thanks so much for being here, and thank you for being here and supporting Life with a Side of Autism. We'll see you on the next video. Bye, my amigos.